Hey everybody, it's Riley. Just want to pop in for a quick second to say we see everything that's going on in the world. Take a quick second to check out the links in our description to help out those that are in need and enjoy the show.
Hello.
Hi, woo woo. What's up?
Um, you know, I'm black and blessed.
God bless. Welcome to Six Songs for everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning into another episode. We love you.
Yes. I'm very excited about this episode, probably, as you can probably tell.
hmm
Because it's all about my people, the
Your
Leo.
people, for better or for worse, your people.
Okay. Um, we're gonna get there, but I think
We'll
first
get there.
let's talk about our diva.
Absolutely.
Our diva this week is none other than a Leo queen, Whitney Houston.
The voice.
Um, the voice.
The.
And first of all, we miss you, Whitney girl. If you have Apple Podcasts in heaven, I hope you're listening.
Exactly.
Notice I said Apple Podcasts and not Spotify.
Right. Ooh. I mean, here's the thing. YouTube. Heaven YouTube. Holy tube.
That's really, yeah. Everyone, if you're listening to this, maybe consider watching it. It's
Sure,
it's fun.
I'm sure Prince would love it.
Oh, I think Prince would love it too. I think Prince would subscribe. So
I
you should.
think I think Aretha would love it too. This show.
I think she would love it, but she wouldn't like all the cussing.
Yeah, that's very real.
Like
That's
she would
very
love the
real.
content, but I think she would be like,
This show might be a little bit too much for Aretha.
yeah. I think she would love us, but not the show, if that makes
Whitney,
sense.
Whitney got a little ghetto, so
Yeah, she would love
she
it. She would
she
think you're
could have.
funny. No,
Whitney
yeah, she would
Houston,
definitely. Uh,
she is literally called the voice for a reason. Like one of the
the best.
most beautiful, buttery, full voices that has ever graced any sort of recording anything. Like singing down. Came
Yeah,
out the gate singing down. The first album, you bitches literally
could never.
could never. Saving all my
Still
love for
haven't.
you. Still haven't. Saving all my love for you. Hold me. Greatest love of all. All of like the Whitney songs, quote
Number
unquote.
one.
Well, that's debatable, but like
Well, yeah, okay.
a lot
You
of
know what I meant. Y'all know what
her
we meant.
most classic songs are on that first album. And she was like 17, 18, maybe 19.
Oh my god, I didn't realize she was that young.
Baby, like was came out the gate
Well, I
outdoing.
want to dance with somebody. Hello.
Come on, that's the next album and like literally
No, isn't that her first one?
no, that's the second. That's Whitney. First album Whitney Houston.
Oh,
The
girl, my
second
bad.
album Whitney, which
Whitney.
I find iconic. You met
Wait,
me,
which one?
you know my name. Now the second album is just Whitney. But
Right. Oh
you know
no,
who it
how will I
is.
know?
Down.
Motherfucker. Y'all. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the album cover. I feel like it's very bold that she didn't have like her hair showing, like this slick back. I don't know if it's a bun or if her hair I don't really understand. Why Apple Music? Okay, you've been animating all of your album covers. We didn't need all of that,
Let's talk about that real quick. Baby,
girl.
sometimes I just want to look at the album cover. I don't need every album cover to be a fucking GIF. Like, I don't know
No, like
who said that's a good idea.
no. I want a static image, please. Thank you.
Back to square one.
Like, oh my god. Anyways, um, How Will I Know is actually one of my favorite Whitney Houston songs, and I feel like I do not hear it enough. Quite frankly, I am tired of hearing I Want to Dance with Somebody. I hear it all the time.
Girl, everybody was. They were tired of hearing it in 1987. The black folk was.
Girl, and the white people are not tired. There are a few songs that white people, I personally think you should retire. Number one, Mr. Brightside. Sorry about it. Don't give a fuck.
Hard
Choose a different
disagree.
playlist.
Hard disagree.
Well,
I'll, I'll never stop loving that song.
wow.
I'm not
I don't know.
white,
I just hate that.
but
I hate that song. Anyways, and then I Want to Dance with Somebody, number two, and then Dancing on My Own, number three. All the reasons are because,
wait, excuse me?
Mama, there are different Robin songs that we can choose.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. We can
Mama.
discard the white boy version of it, but
Oh, well, yes. That should never.
that's not even that shouldn't even be on the table.
No,
But
we're not.
no, there are other rapping songs, but Dancing on My Own
Personally,
is it's a classic for a reason. I feel like yeah, that's crazy.
no, here's the
Wow.
thing. I think it's different because you live in Arkansas and you like when I tell you I hear that song, all three of those songs. But more so I would say I Want to Dance with Somebody. I hear that song probably every time I leave my house. I'm not kidding. Like somebody's playing it, a bar will be playing it. Like it's just to the point where I'm like,
Graduations, weddings, funerals.
funeral, which is fine. It's not a bad song. None of these songs are bad songs. Well, I personally don't like Mr. Brightside, but I understand why
I
people love
love
it.
it.
Anyways, but I just feel like Whitney Houston has so many equally iconic songs. And I just want to hear a different one. Like I'm tired of it. Personally, I want to hear I'm Your Baby Tonight. I want that to get the I Want to Dance with Somebody treatment. I love I'm Your Baby Tonight.
Hmm.
I do hear It's Not Right, but It's Okay sometimes, but not enough. Whitney Houston, the first album, yeah, you bitches can never. Whitney, she said, "Now I'm an icon, so now I'm gonna make a classic."
This is when like she was considered to have like sold out. Like this was when she got booed, and I forgot what award show it was, but she got booed because like people were calling her Whitey Houston. Like people
Oh my god.
assumed that it was like a really there was. I mean, of course, on the record label's part, there was like a conscious effort to like clean her image, make her like a like a main pop girly that could sing. Um, but I will say, like looking back in retrospect, this album does it sounds like 1987, like down, and
I didn't realize she
we
was so
we
young.
we we listen to it for the voice. Like her voice carries the songs because it's not like it's exactly timeless, especially things from the late 80s. They all seem to like kind of feel super period, so to speak. But like
Yeah,
she's singing down, and like
yeah.
the idea that she was somehow um not being true to herself by singing songs like this, it's like, girl, she's singing down. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. I'm looking at the album covers and I don't really know which one is my favorite, to be honest. I do love My Love Is Your Love. I think that's Sickening Bob.
Hmm.
That was her Bob era. Let's It's Not Right, but It's Okay video. She
Baby.
was giving us math equations, bitch. She said, so if Friday night you and your boys went out to eat,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
the six of y'all went out, the four of you were really cheap. Which is also reading itself, because if he actually did go out with his friends, she was like, girl, you got some bum ass friends.
No, the friends went out, then they went out, but you came home around 3. So you spent a bunch of money with a bunch of niggas at the bar, but then your friends that you spent a bunch of money on, they left you, but you came home around 3. Nah, you was out with that bitch. But it's okay though.
It's not right, but it's okay.
Now,
I'm gonna make it.
this is after movie star Whitney.
Oh yeah, let's go back.
We haven't even talked about movie
The
star
Preacher's Wife,
Whitney.
Bodyguard.
Yeah, Bodyguard, Preacher's Wife. Like I'm Your Baby Tonight is all before that. It's like this
Yeah.
point. I'm Your Baby Tonight. It's a little bit more urban. It's a little bit more R&B. It's like a conscious blackening, so to speak.
The blackening.
Um, but
I'm
baby,
crying.
All the Man That I Need to me is one of the greatest Whitney Houston songs. From this
I
out
actually have
from
the CD.
I'm Your Baby Tonight
Oh. Hmm.
sings down. I don't know for I don't know what Whitney. I guess Whitney fans are just called Whitney fans, but
Yeah, I don't
um,
think we have.
there's
There's a
a
name.
video of Whitney Houston singing. Oh gosh, I really think it's All the Man I Need. If it's not that, I believe it's this song, but if it's not, she's in like a brown suit. I think it's All the Man I Need. She's in like a brown pantsuit, and she's just standing in this one spot, looking almost, I don't want to say bored, but looking tired, looking like this is like just something else that she has to do on the list of the many things that she had to do at this point because record labels are monsters. But and she just sang this song straight through, pitch perfect, beautiful, like emotional, and this just is one of the most perfect Whitney Houston songs to me. I love
Mm.
I love this era.
Well, I want to go back to what you said. Like I mean, we all know, the dark side of the drugs and everything. But when you put into context how young she was during
And, and
all of
and
this,
her
and also
life
when
in
she,
general, like people really make it a habit to only focus on her drug use and maybe not give as much thought to why she would be using as many drugs as she would.
hmm
All the stress that she went through, like Whitney Houston was going through a lot and ended up like becoming a slave to her label. Like
yeah, it's sad because when she died, she was only like in her 40s,
I believe
and
she was in her late 50s or early 60s.
I could have sworn she was in her 40s.
In
I
her
remember being like, she
40s?
was okay. So you're right.
Yeah.
I can't do the math, but 50s, late 50s, I guess. 49,
She was 49.
49.
Did not realize that. That's insane.
Yeah, so that's exactly. And I, for some reason, I just knew that. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe my mom said it, but because when my girl, the after effects of Whitney dying and my fucking family, it was literally like someone in my family had died. Like my mom could not believe that Whitney Houston died. I feel like low key, I remember Whitney Houston dying more than I remember Michael Jackson dying. Like I remember Michael Jackson dying, obviously everyone did, but like I just remember my family, like, we watched that funeral, baby. Whitney Houston was talked about. Oh my God. Maybe just because I was a little older. So I just like remember it more. But the
I
black
honestly feel
community,
like I remember, well, in my house, in my personal household, we were listening to Michael Jackson more than we were to Whitney Houston. That's just for a whole other different tangent. Um,
I feel like same, but I feel like for some reason, like, I just remember Whitney Houston's death more. Like, I remember Michael Jackson's because, like, 2 months prior, my mom was like, okay, I'm going to get you into Michael Jackson. And then, like, he died. And I was like, well, for some reason, like, I don't know. I think it's because I was just older. So I just remember it more. Yeah, Whitney Houston had a very troubling life, and I think it's just a testament to how record labels can really be evil and soul sucking. And everyone's always like, we don't have any, not any, but we don't have a lot of our black icons, Michael, Whitney.
those are the only two.
I'm thinking, for some reason I'm like Luther Vandross, but he died. Like, he just came in my mind that he didn't die because of stress, and neither did
Yeah.
Michael. But I'm
I
just saying,
mean,
like, I
he
think
could
it's,
have.
well, true.
He was closeted,
uh,
was he not?
was he? I thought he was open. Anyway,
No,
uh
ma'am. I don't think that he was open.
oh,
No, ma'am.
okay. Um, okay, so we'll save that for the Luther Vandross DVD brief. Anyway,
Literally.
because Diva, I know what you are, Diva.
Literally.
But Whitney Houston, isn't she related to Aretha Franklin?
She's related to Dionne Warwick.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, different Diva.
Which girl, the Dionne Warwick Diva debrief is gonna go crazy. But
Girl, she is single handedly like the best part of Twitter.
we haven't even talked about the Bodyguard soundtrack, which is not
Okay, let's go
even
there.
it's not even an album. It
No.
is a soundtrack for a movie that has four
Yeah.
of the most iconic, most resung, most notorious Whitney Houston songs ever. And this was just
Yeah.
for a movie that she was starring in.
I haven't seen the movie.
I haven't seen the movie either. It's on my watch list, but they
Mm,
had her in the studio. I know they had her in the studio singing. Like, and if you listen to, first of all, I can't talk about Whitney Houston or like say that my reference for Whitney Houston and her voice and like her voice over time was completely retextualized by Black Music Archive. He has it's a YouTube channel who does like documentary style videos on
mm.
people's voices, and there's one about Whitney Houston, and it was like a whole big 3-part thing. It's really in depth. It's really detailed. I mean, I
I
suggest
watch it.
everybody check it out. But like during the 90s, it was literally either work, I mean, studio, movie, or tour. Worldwide, international, back to back, night after night stadium tour, which is like an insane workload for anyone, much less a woman who's trying to like start a family. So like the
Yeah.
fact that we have these songs as like gems of her hard work, it's beautiful. It's sad to think about like all of what she went through, but it's so beautiful because like I Will Always Love You is like
Even Dolly was
people
back,
come
bitch.
come on, that's worldwide. I Have
He
Nothing
said,
is
Dolly said,
worldwide.
he said, bitch, okay, yeah, you can have it. You can have that song.
I'm Every
Like, let's
Woman
not, hold on, wait. Let's
worldwide.
talk about the fact that Elvis Presley wanted that fucking song and Dolly Parton said, no,
Real.
no, thank
I
you.
would have told his old ass no either too.
Me too. But then she said, Whitney Houston, baby,
I don't give a fuck
yes,
about
queen.
Elvis.
The fuck? And so,
Cause probably by the time
yeah.
that Elvis wanted the song, he probably wasn't singing worth a damn anyway. I don't think
She said,
no
sing.
shade. I'm very unfamiliar with Elvis Presley's like music and legacy and quote unquote whatever. But I like Fat Elvis, 70s Elvis. I do not think is like remembered fondly.
No, he's not.
So
Definitely, yeah, no. But I just think it's iconic because she said, you, and who will be doing the singing? Elvis. But anyway, Whitney Houston, yes. I just think
and
that's
then
iconic.
I'm Every Woman and I'm Every Woman and I Will Always Love You are both covers. So not
Yeah,
only can she sing her shit better than you can, don't let her get a hold of your shit because a lot of people don't even realize that both of those songs are covers.
that's true.
And they are some of the biggest hits to ever hit ever. Shout out to the
Literally.
Bodyguard.
Shout out to the fucking bodyguard. I need to watch that movie. I have the CD.
Come on, CD.
Um,
Then The
but
Preacher's Wife. I haven't seen The Preacher's Wife either, but
yeah.
some of these songs
But
are
I
very
know it's
good.
iconic.
Of course, Apparently, she is fucking Denzel Washington as a ghost. I think that's like the plot of it.
She's the ghost?
No, Denzel Washington is a ghost, but she wants Denzel the ghost. I think. Don't quote me on that.
That's a lot.
Okay, My Love Is Your Love.
Yes.
Underrated. She
Yes.
said this one is for the streets. She said, I've given
She did.
you. She said, I've given you Barbara Streisand. I've given you the gowns, the ballads. I've given you all. We're going to the gay club. We're going to the street.
Dead
Okay.
ass. You know what's interesting? This album came out a year after a year after Butterfly came out. And I would consider both of those, they're each of their blackenings, in terms of music.
LOL.
And I think it's interesting because Mariah is on this album and also so is Missy Elliott. And I feel like I want to imagine a world where the three of them, or just like Mariah, Whitney, they're all talking, everyone's comparing notes, and they're like,
Mm.
these record labels got me fucked up. We finna be black, bitch. Yeah, we finna be black. Fuck all this white nonsense. And so I just think it's interesting to, like, in a 2 year span, like, we see Mariah embrace, not, I guess not embrace, but we see Mariah being able to be black really publicly, and then Whitney also is getting urbanized. Um, and I wonder, I mean, I know why for Mariah, but I wonder what happened in Whitney's life that made her.
Well, girl, she hadn't released a studio album in like most of the 90s. Like the last studio album
Oh,
she released was
maybe it's.
1990. So the girls were wanting an album, and
Oh wow,
it's my
you're right.
understanding that this was recorded in 6 weeks. So
Oh,
um that's why it sounds so much different from other Whitney Houston albums, because number one, her voice was in a much different condition than it was after 3, 4 world tours and a whole lifetime or a whole decade of bullshit or whatever.
mm-hmm,
But also, these were the producers that were hot at the time, like Wyclef, like Missy, like
mm,
Rodney Jerkins. Like these are people who are all producing on this album, and it just goes to show how important, or how I'll say how essential it is to have producers that are the right blend of like modern or hot but like futuristic. You know what I'm saying? Because
mm-hmm, hmm. You can bring
the
something out
the
of an art.
the old the formula for what she did with Whitney Houston or Whitney the albums, that would not have worked in 6 weeks with what she was going through, where she was in her life, or with, the sound. You have to be able to update the sound, and this album in her career, I think, best epitomizes the power of producers and how you can completely change your career by selecting the new and right producers. So, great
True.
album. Was watching a different podcast with Rodney Jerkins on it, and I believe that he said that If I Told You That was conceptualized as a duet between Whitney Houston and Michael Jackson. And if you like listen to it, like it gives that down, and like,
Oh, I can see that.
yeah, down.
Wow. Hmm.
And of course, for those who don't know, Rodney Jerkins was famously produced a lot on the Invincible album, which is maybe three years after the release of this. So he was probably definitely already working with Michael
He was trying to
at
make
that
it
point.
happen, but schedules didn't line up.
Right.
Let's just say
Whatever. Well, I don't know
that.
what happened, but that would have been a smash. That would have been insane.
Long story short, Just Whitney, One Wish, like, she remained an icon that people looked up to, uh and aspired to be. And, girl, we didn't even get into Bobby of it all. We didn't even get to the memes. We didn't even get
That's
to the
not
interviews. Like, all I will say is she read Wendy Williams down. That's one of my favorite things she's ever done.
like she got down. Like
Because Mariah, she got
Jersey
down on
Ci-
the low.
Jersey
Mariah,
City is not no like easy breezy ass place, especially back then. To have grown up in like Jersey in like the 70s and 80s,
right.
that's a scrappy bitch. Like, don't play.
No, she would fuck you up. And I think I love that about her, because she's also, I can just tell she seems so nice, like so sweet and like welcoming, and like, I don't know. I just think it's just unfortunate that so many people took advantage of her,
Yeah,
and as they often
it's a
do.
shame.
But I like to remember her as one of the funniest fucking people ever. Like, unintentionally and intentionally, like, that bitch, ugh, there will just never be another. There will just never be another.
All right, let's
Now
get
we're
into
gonna
the
move on.
episode topic, which this week is
Finally.
6 songs for August Leos. This is all you. This is your people. This is your flag that you wave. There you go. Look at you.
Yeah,
Would you like
these
to
are
go
my
first
people.
as an August Leo?
Yes, I would. But at first, let's discuss this distaste you have for August Leo, for Leos in general, I guess.
Yeah. Leos, y'all are
We are what?
y'all are a lot. I'll explain it
Okay, you're okay. I
as my
just want to
songs
say
unfold.
that the reason why it's August Leos and not just Leos is because there is a difference, I feel like July Leos are more low key and like I don't know. They just aren't as braggadocious as August Leos are. And I've been told by a lot of people that I am the only exception, no paramour. Because a lot of people don't like Leos for some reason. Personally, I
You
don't.
seem to be the only one in my life that's steadfast.
That's true for a lot of people. Personally, I don't really know any Leo men, so I'm sure that a lot of the distaste generally comes from the men. But personally, I love all my Leo friends. I have a lot of Leo women friends. There's like a misconception that like Leo women can't be friends with each other because like I don't know, but that's not true. I have many Leo friends and I love all of them. Also, I just lied. I just lied about a Leo male friend that I have. Anyways,
I will
so
say that I am slandering, but I am a Gemini, so like people,
yeah,
I'm the one who gets slandered the most. Although
not too much. But I just feel like Leos are very like main character energy. Well, this is okay. So since I am a Leo, I can like get behind the psyche of them. But what people think about Leos is like their main character energy. They're like, the center of attention, quote unquote. They're like, they consider themselves the girl, and in the zodiac sign, everything you read, it will say to them like, "You're the girl." But that being said, my first song is a song that I have talked about, but I've never like chosen a song. So my first song is Next Level Charlie by Charlie XCX. And the reason why I chose the song is because I have never related to a song more, girl. Because I don't know if Charlie realizes that this song is like a Leo ass song, but bitch, I go hard, I go fast, and I never look back. Those lyrics, baby, that is a Leo.
yeah.
Leos are very much do it and think about it later. Okay? Like they can't sit still. Okay? I am a busybody. I have to stay busy. I hate being bored. I hate like not having something to do on a day. I have a very high like social battery. And so and I feel like Leos do too. I mean, Charlie XCX, she parties all the fucking time. And that's because she's a fucking Leo. Like that bitch is energized. And she has a Leo rising as well. She has a Leo sun, Virgo moon, Leo rising. And I'm like, that bitch is crazy.
Yeah.
Um, and this song to me, it really just is such a Leo song because it's just like going so hard, going so fast, doing all the things, not caring what you knock over in your place, not caring what people think, just like next. And it's also the title, like Next Level Charlie. It's like leveling up, but not really considering like what you're leaving behind and just like only looking forward and not looking back because you only want to stay positive and don't want to acknowledge like the bad things that are happening. Like that's a very Leo thing to do. Also, in this song, there is a little like duck quack sound that I noticed when for some, I don't know even know what I was gonna do with it, but I was gonna like remix this song, so I like downloaded it and like was listening to it over and over again, and I literally brought AJ in, and I was like, "Am I going crazy, or is there like a duck quacking happening?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, that's really weird." And so if you listen to it, I implore you to listen to it with headphones. There is a quacking sound. It's like wah, 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 wah. I promise. And some of my friends I feel like are gaslighting me because they don't hear it. And I'm like, it's because you're on Spotify. Because Spotify's quality sucks. You have to listen on Apple Music or YouTube or something. Anywho, I promise it's there. And I want to talk to her about I think maybe AG produced that song actually. So I want to talk to AG about that. Um, but how do you feel about this song?
I'm not familiar with it. Yeah,
You didn't
like
listen
I
to
said,
Charlie?
Like I said, I was more of a Sophie stan, so when like I listened to the Charlie Sophie produced stuff, but outside of that, I would kind of dipped off. I'm
Okay.
sure I'd recognize. I'm not gonna say I've never heard it. I'm sure I'd recognize it if I listen to it now, but just from the title, I don't recognize the song.
Okay. Well, interesting enough, this album was actually like it started as like the final trilogy to Number One Angel Pop 2, and they were gonna have something with like three in the title, but for some reason they just scrapped that and it just became Charlie. Like AG was like, actually, I think it'd be Charlie. But I'm curious. I wish there was the trilogy
Yeah,
of Sophie produced things. But this is my favorite Charlie XCX song of all time. I also just the production in general. Like I just love this song. I'll never forget the first time I listened to the song was with Stella when like the album came out and we like listened to it together and like we pushed play because it's very like at the time like this song I feel like it's like the How I'm Feeling Now track of it. Like it kind of stands out to me on the album because that
I
album was
understand that that's a Charlie track, but I don't understand what that means in terms of like a metaphor.
okay. So How I'm Feeling Now, that was the album she released during quarantine, and she made it in like 6 weeks. It's very like I don't want to say rushed, but like the production of it was very like immediate. Like she made this album in 6 weeks to challenge herself, so a lot of it doesn't feel like as polished. And I feel like this song, Next Level Charlie, has that little to me it feels like almost unpolished in a way that I really like. Like it's kind of gritty. But this album had Blame It On Your Love with Lizzo. This album had unfortunately I don't that song I can't. This album had 1999.
Okay, I listen to 99 on the regular.
So
I
it's
like the
very
song.
like it was very like almost in a way on one side like commercial pop, like they're making her like do this commercial pop thing, but then like sneaking in the like Charlie XCX sound that we know now, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Anyways, this era was when I first saw her, so 2019. This was the Charlie era. This is when you saw her.
Oh yes,
Yeah, saw her in air quotes.
that concert was quite literally a blur for me.
Yeah.
This was in the beginning of me experimenting with edibles, and let's just say I had to find the one chair in the house and sit in it, no matter where it was. It literally felt like I was like in like a Coraline Nightmare Before Christmas style claymated movie. Like that is how high I was. Like it was insane. But
So that explains
I
one
definitely
vibe.
forgot. Oh my god, yes, that
Yeah, yeah.
wild.
Okay, it's all clicking. So Next Level Charlie, if you even remember it all, was the first song that she played.
No, I remember her doing vroom. I remember looking up while vroom vroom was happening because I had like leaned my head on a banister, and I was like, "Oh my god, these pink lights!" And they're playing vroom vroom, but I can't fucking move.
I think you need another redo. I think you need to see Charlie again because I'm like,
I'd see Charlie again. I like her music enough to see her live.
but that tour also
I'm
was
so sorry, AJ. That was
yeah.
my. This
Anyway,
is me. If I have never issued a formal apology, let this be my formal apology
I
because
feel like you have,
I
but
had
yeah.
to. I had to leave.
I had to go.
Got down.
I'm so sorry. Whatever. I love this album. I feel like people don't really talk about this album, but like I love this album. She had a bob this era. I have this poster on my wall right there. I also had this concert for me was also very like annoying. I was also super super high, and at the time, and maybe still, it was the highest I had ever been. Like I decided to take one of my friend's edibles, and then I had my pen, and it was just a lot. And I had never seen her before, and I'm 5'4", and this was like the beginning of me going to like maybe not even the beginning, but I hadn't really been to that many concerts before, so I didn't really think to wear like heels, so I couldn't really see, and there was a cloud of popper smoke. I'm not kidding, like literally a cloud to the point where I had to go to breathe. I had to
Like
bend
the
down
dirty bubble.
by literally I had to bend down by the fucking shoes and like and then like go back up and just like hold it was a lot.
No, Jack Skellington started fucking coming out of the corner and started singing about Christmas on Halloween, and I was like, "Bitch, this is too much."
Oh my yeah, no, Charlie XCX, but I am seeing her on the Sweat tour, and I just saw her for her Brat show at Brooklyn Paramount, and I was scared because
What's
I
the
was
Sweat
like,
tour?
the Sweat tour is her tour with Troye Sivan.
Okay, didn't realize that
You didn't
was
know?
happening.
Oh, yeah, girl, yes, they're doing a co-headlining tour. They're playing Madison Square Garden,
Good for them.
and which is
We've been
surprising.
there.
That's amazing.
that's my old place of employment. Um, and
Right.
yeah,
So
girl, let me be delusional.
I'm surprised she's playing Madison Square Garden. I think, she's meant to be in like GA venues, but I'm
Don't be
happy
sending
for
me
her.
that shade.
No, it's because her music is, at least this era, the Brat era, it's very much like rave. Like the whole point is like she's partying, and so I just think it's hard to do that with like seats. But we're gonna see. I don't
Okay.
know. But the one I went to the Brooklyn Paramount show, I'm glad that I went to that because that was more like what I thought, what I wanted. But also, I was surprised the crowd wasn't that bad. Like I was really scared that I was gonna have to fight a twink or something because I was ready because I was like, we're not doing this. We're not being annoying. But they didn't. They didn't really do anything. So the
Slay.
twinks have grown up. So all right, that was long winded. Sorry. Please say your song.
Word. Okay. My first song. We've established what a Leo represents, and I'm sure all of the folks listening at home has a Leo in their life that they have opinions about. In I guess agreement. I think that's a word. In agreement. If it's not, it's going to be one today. In agreement with everything that Kiara has said, my first song is called "I Want to Relax, Please," and it is by Tawate. Tawate is a Japanese DJ, producer, musician who is one third of Delight slash has some other musical projects, as in Groove is in the Heart Delight for those who may not be
Mhm.
familiar with that name. He released his solo album in I believe 1992, 1993, something like that. And this is the first song off of that album, and it literally opens with the guy being like, "I want to relax, please," which I feel like is a theme for Leos being
Yes, it's the thesis of our
active and busy all the time. And quite literally, as soon as that vocal sample gets done, it kind of is like a boom, boom, like almost kind of dancey tempo, but like I feel
mm,
like a bit slower than a normal dance track tempo. But it's sort of got these kind of weird cacophonous horn samples. It feels very busy, but like in a very interesting way, which is
mm.
something that I feel kind of encapsulates Leo energy, being super busy, super
Being like, I'm busy, but I want to
energetic,
relax.
super, yeah, but also I want to relax, please, but just not being able to due to the nature of what and how it is. So that's my first song, Tawate. For any of those who don't know, he has great albums. I love him, and this is my first song. So get into it.
I think yeah, there's definitely a dichotomy that happens with Leos of like wanting to relax, but also needing the validation of hanging out with people. And I find myself unable to relax a lot. Like it kind of goes to like me being busy. Like even when I
Mhm.
was on vacation a couple months ago, like I was so bored. I was like, just like sitting there, just like on my phone and like just I don't know, like I just don't know how to relax. My mom says this all the time. She's like I'll be like in the car and like this and then she'll like push my shoulders down to like relax. Like I'm just always like tensed up. Um and I hate getting massages, fun fact. Cuz they feel so uncomfortable to me. Um like I don't know. I don't really know how to relax. And so that's part of the reason why I partake in the devil's lettuce because I feel like it helps me relax. Um, but anyways, that's cool. I'm excited to hear that song. So Leos are known for unfortunately being kind of know-it-alls. Um and just believing that, it's their way or the highway and uh things of that nature. So my second song is "Never Been Wrong" by Tennis, because this is another song that I listened
I
to
don't
that
know
I
this.
was like, maybe even more so than Next Level Charlie. But this bitch said, "I have never been wrong about anything or anyone. Irrefutable as the rising tide or setting sun."
Hmm.
First lines, bitch. She said, first of all, let's get one thing straight. Like, I just think that's fucking hilarious. Like, the fact that she's said, Elena said that on the song. And then she says, "How can I work with all of this inexactness? It's like doing needlepoint with the hatchet."
Or
Baby, writing down. No, the thing about this is this song is one, it's probably gonna be my most listened to song this year. It's like number two or number three right now. I Tennis's Pollen album, I just can't. Like we have to do a Tennis Diva debrief soon because I love them. But this song is my favorite song from Pollen because something about the production and the latter half of the song after, so there's like a random like Latin, she sings in Latin for like the bridge at one point.
word.
I tried to look it up like one time, and I think the song had come out too soon, and like they didn't have a translation yet. But the translation of the Latin is, "The tongue cannot say what is unknown. You should not seek to see a miracle." So on Pollen, there's a lot of like Bible motifs and like church motifs that happen. And if I ever met them, like I want to know about their like relationship to Christianity, because it's something that I feel like Elena talks about a lot. But this is the first time they've ever like sang in Latin, which I think, unless at least that I've noticed. Um, and she says, "For a long time, I was obsessed. Uh, it came to a point I couldn't get past it." And I think Leo's, at least, shit, maybe it's just me, but I feel like I have a very like obsessive personality, like, and compulsive, honestly. Like I feel like Leos are very impulsive and very like quick thinking, and like will just be like, you know what, I'm gonna do this now, and then that becomes their main passion for the fucking day or whatever. And I don't think Elena is a Leo, but this is a very like Leo song to me. And there's like I guess drums. There's like a drum and like guitar dun 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 that happens, and it literally just like scratches my brain. Like this song is sang so beautifully. The lyricism is one of the like the most like best, like I don't know, it's also just profound. And Elena, like she struggles on this album. It's very like you can tell she's a perfectionist, and like she's dealing with the fact that like she can't control everything and she wants to control everything, and like dealing with having like a partner who is dealing with that and helping her through it. It's just this fucking song, it's just amazing. And I think it really encapsulates like the dichotomy of like thinking you're right about everything, but also acknowledging subliminally that like you're not, and you don't know how to rectify that.
I'll have to listen. Once again, I'm not that familiar with this one. But I think we said this in a previous episode that I still Pollen from Tennis is not an album that I'm super familiar with yet, just because there are other ones in my lexicon that have taken up more space. So I'm excited to listen.
Yes, Pollen has really like crept, not, I guess not crept up, but like I didn't think that Pollen was going to take over my life in this way. I really thought that Yours Conditionally was going to have that spot, but Pollen is quickly becoming my favorite Tennis album, which is very surprising.
Okay. My second song is, I'm not sure what sign this individual is, but this individual is someone who I think, especially in this era, from the songs that I'm going to choose, someone who embodied the sort of bear it all, sort of just fearless um energy, ballsy energy that I sort of equate with Leos. And this person is Lady Gaga. So my second song is called The Fame. from the very first Lady
MG!
Gaga album, which is The Fame. That's the first album, right? The Fame. The titular song. I feel like
Okay.
number one. Um, I don't remember, of course. Well, I'm not gonna say I don't remember 2008, but like as like a, I don't remember 2008 with like a full perspective, but I feel like us as a society now looking back at 2008, it kind of was like a just fuck, you got to do whatever, shit is terrible, so party all night, sort of like recession vibes. And I feel
Recession vibe.
like Lady Gaga at this
She
time sort of encapsulated what that meant. And I feel like this song in particular, it's literally about doing things, not necessarily, well, doing things for attention, which I've, Leos are attention grabbers, and just glitz and glamour, the idea of wanting something and getting it just because that's what the fuck you want. Like, I feel like that sort of energy is very Leo energy. I don't know what Lady Gaga is. I'm not sure what her sign is, but this is a very fiery, sort of funky, very fun, underrated kind of party song. And I feel like a Leo loves a party song.
I agree. I feel like a lot of Leoism is being the life of the party, whether you like it or not. And I also, hopefully one day will be successful and notable. And I guess that comes with fame. But
Yeah.
I think
The
that
Leos that I tend to know usually are very popular within their circles. Like Leos
agreed.
are usually popular or
I
well
think
famous.
it's a blessing and a curse, I have to say, because I know a lot of people and trying to get them all in one room is hard. Because I take my so Leos, I take their birthdays very seriously. I think everyone should take their birthdays very seriously. I personally would never work on my birthday. I think it's insane that people do that. But do what you want to do. But I will never do that, and I also will probably take off the days before and after, just in case. But every year I like to throw a party because I love parties and I love planning parties and I love planning things and I love having all my friends in one place. Obviously, it has to be the party of the year, but that's so much pressure that I have put on myself. I don't know. I just think I feel like honestly, and I'm not trying to. This is gonna sound so, but like I'm being so serious. Like people just come up and talk to me, and I don't know what about me is approachable,
I feel the
but
same way.
I'm over it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I love everybody, but like, stop asking me questions on the street. Stop talking to me when I don't want to be talked to. Please. I don't know what about me seems like I know where the fuck I'm going, but 9 times out of 10, I don't know where I'm going. And I've
Do you feel
definitely
that they
given people
ask you what questions because you're a Leo?
maybe I'm not kidding. I'll meet someone, maybe not like on the street, but like in some sort of social situation, or even just like at a store, and they'll be like, "I like your energy. Like, follow me on Instagram." I'm always just like, "I've said 2 words to you. Like, I don't know. I pride myself on having good energy, but I didn't know it was that palpable that you could know that from 2 words or 2 sentences, which I guess is a good thing. But I love this song. I really love this song. The Fame is very underrated. Yesterday I was at a party and they played Summer Boy, underrated, and they also I love AA Nothing Else I Can Say. Um, that's a summer classic, like Cherry Cherry Boom Boom.
Beautiful, daddy, daddy, rich, rich, daddy, daddy. Like, come on.
Yeah, but Lady Gaga is an Aries, so she's not a
Okay,
Leo.
word.
But fire sign, sister. My last song kind of took me by surprise, actually, because my last song is "Sexy to Someone" by Claro. Claro is not someone that I normally listen to. I,
I can't say I've heard a Clairo song.
but you know of her, right?
I've heard the name.
Yeah, she's just this white girl from wherever whose
Get me
dad,
those.
baby, I found this out last night because I was doing research. Her dad is the CMO, the Chief Marketing Officer of Top Golf.
Well, there you go.
And I said, "Oh." And she doesn't like it when people say that she's a nepotism baby. She has like a whole thing about this. But
Nepo
she did
babies
say like,
usually don't like it when you say
right. But
that.
was like, it'd be dumb of her. She did say like it'd be dumb of her not to acknowledge like that she had a leg up. But I literally like Claro. It's really no shade, girl. Like you do what you do. I just was never. I listened to Bags and I listened to the other one, Sophia, and I just was like, okay, it's cute, and I just moved on. So my friend Ben, I'm gonna shout Ben out, texted me and was like, you need to hear this song because it sounds like tennis. And I was like, okay, always down for that. And Sexy to Someone is off her new album that's coming out, Charm. It'll be out by the time this comes out. And baby, them drums, she said, Elena, Patrick, you are on the mood board. Because if you listen to this song, it literally sounds like a tennis song. Like, and her music, I don't think usually sounds like that. I think that's part of the reason Ben sent it to me
What
because
does
it
her
probably
music
does.
usually sound like?
Think soft spoken white girl singing about a girl.
We
And
have
she's very like,
bananas and avocados.
not as much. More like,
Welcome to my kitchen. We have bananas and avocados.
yeah, it's less
Okay.
cursive, just more like whisper. Like she's very soft spoken. So like this song, she's like, sexy to someone is all I really want. The brunt is the piano. But okay, basically this song is about her wanting to feel sexy to someone. She's saying that's all I really want. Like whatever, whatever. She is a Leo. She has her birthday is the day after mine.
God bless her.
August 18th. And I was like, okay, because I was thinking, I was like, this is such a Leo song. And I have been thinking this whole week when I was like researching for songs. And then yesterday I was like, actually, I wonder what song she is. And I was like, yep. Because bitch, because at the end of the day, all I want to be is sexy to someone.
Well, I would say I'm sexy to most, but I understand the sentiment.
It's interesting because I feel like people, like I said, come up to me, talk to me, whatever. And I'm often, unfortunately, the center of attention. But I don't feel like I'm sexy to a lot of people, if that's interest if that makes sense. Like I feel like
No, it
people
doesn't make sense. You're hot.
thank you. But I'm single. So but I think it's interesting because Claro, she's a white girl who can sing, so I'm sure she has plenty of options. But she still feels or felt that she wants to feel sexy to someone. She literally, of course, is sexy to someone. It would help me out. Oh, I need a reason to get out of the house. And it's just a little thing I can't live without. I have recently actually realized, this is me being kind of vulnerable, that I think part of the reason why people don't find me attractive, or at least I feel that people don't find me attractive, is because I'm not like skinny and like bone skinny. And unfortunately, I just feel like a lot of people can't move past that just in general. And it's sad. Because I don't really think of myself as like thick or whatever. But it wasn't until like I posted something on Instagram yesterday and I looked
Oh,
at my arms, like my body, and I was like, oh, okay.
for those listening who are unaware of what Kiara looks like, I want everybody to know that Kiara is thick, but like in the authentic, original, good way. Kiara's thick
Okay.
down, like
Slim fit.
homegrown, southern. That's that ball.
That's it. I am wearing my Renaissance shirt, one of them,
Period.
but not that one. I do have the thick shirt though, but I have no line of suitors. And I wish someone would tell me. I'm like, what is it?
Does your breast
What is it?
stink?
That was just about to say that. Does my breath stink? Um, I don't know. Like, what is it? Like, I don't know what it is. And someone, please tell me if you've rejected me.
Wow,
Tell me
what
what
a what a proposition that is.
I want to know. And people are like, you don't want to know. I'm like, no, I want to know. But anyway,
Six songs
that's
four at gmail.com. Let us know why you don't like Kiara.
long story short. Sorry. Back to Claro. Long story short. And the gag is, I still haven't listened to the bitch. I'm just listening to this one song. She just ate this one song. Like, I mean, I probably will go back and listen to some of her stuff.
My final song is by a Leo Queen. It's kind of same in the same kind of party vein as my last song, but this final song is Into the Groove by Madonna. I am
Okay.
referencing the You Can Dance single edit. So for number one, the editors, and number two, the folks listening at home. That is my favorite version. just because it opens kind of with just the iconic synth that da, 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 which one of the best one of the best chord progressions for and bass lines for like a pop song in my opinion. But just the energy of dancing, feeling free.
Yeah,
It's my favorite Madonna song. Madonna's a Leo, and
very much,
it's
very much.
it's very. I've said this for the past two songs, but like I said, it encapsulates Leo energy because they're down to party, they're down to dance, and getting
365
others involved in it, spreading that energy around. So
very
down.
much. I love this song. I know a lot of people who this is their favorite Madonna song as well.
It's one of my favorite Madonna songs.
What year did this come out?
Okay, so I believe this came out in either 85 or 86. I don't think it was I don't think that it was originally released on an album because I think it was released for her movie called Desperately Seeking Susan. And then
Yes.
it was
Okay,
like that's why if you look at it on streaming and everything, it's on like every Madonna compilation album, but it's not on like a Madonna studio album.
got you.
So
Okay, so what year was that?
85, 86, somewhere in there.
Okay. um, no, Madonna is like the queen. Okay. People say she's the queen of pop. I do feel like there is a justified argument for that.
She changed shit.
She changed the
She
game.
changed shit. A lot of shit. A wireless mic is called a Madonna mic.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But you can say a lot of things about Madonna. One thing you can't say about her, that bitch can perform and still is. Because the fucking
Born and bred.
2005 baby, the hung up era, bitch, when she was like late 50s, skinny as hell, dancing down for that entire tour. Still to this day, bitch, she damn near 70 something. Ain't she something? How old is she?
I literally
Oof,
cannot
I
tell
actually have
you.
no idea. I do not know. How old is Madonna?
But yeah,
Girl,
you can't be that popular for that
65.
long
What?
and not do anything. She's only 65 years old.
This-
Oh, mm,
oh, God. I
no
thought she was
disrespect to Madonna, of course.
shaving. I thought you were like 70 something. Oh my God. That
I'm
explains
sure
so
she's had
much.
a hard life also. You know, partying, 365. What
I'm
is it?
sure.
What do the kids say? It's 365 party girl.
365 party girl.
There
She was
you
the
go.
number. She was the original 365 party girl. Like this woman loves sex, partying, and the gays. But no, yeah, I think I admire Madonna because I think she is born for this. Like she is bred. Like she is 65 and she is still putting on tours that I didn't go see Madonna and I kind of regret it to be honest. But girl should be back. Um, but the celebration tour it looked sickening. I'm not gonna front. It really did. Like I know a lot of people that went, and I was kind of gagged. And she brought out Bob. Like she had the whole like ballroom thing. Like there was a lot going on, and every person that I know that went loved it. So shout out to Madonna. I think one thing you can't take away from her is that music and the performance. That's what I'm saying. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters on this damn show.
Ultimately, I'm here to talk about the music. So if the music is there, the music is there. Let's run through 'em.
Let's recap. First song, "Next Level Charlie" by Charlie XCX.
My first song was "I Want to Relax Please" by Tawate.
My second song was "Never Been Wrong" by Titus.
My second song is "The Fame" by Lady Gaga.
My third song was "Sexy to Someone" by Clairo.
And my final song is "Into the Groove, You Can Dance" single edit by Madonna. Queen Mother Onia Madonna.
No,
Get
literally.
into it. The links will be in the description as always, as well as a bunch of other things that you should check out. And that was 6 songs for. Let's take a break and move on to the question section.
Now we're going to move on to our question segment called Questions for Queers. And this question is astrology themed. So it's kind of a
Perfectly
two-parter.
related.
It's kind of a two-parter. So first part is what sign does the guidebook or internet say should end up with, but what sign do you want to end up with?
Well, let's see. I'll have to look that up because
Because every
every
sign
I
has
feel
like
like Geminis get slandered from every direction. So like I don't really know what the general consensus is that we're compatible with. According to Thomas, who the fuck is Thomas? I don't know. Gemini tends to get along best with fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, and fellow air signs, Libra and Aquarius.
you know what's funny? That's exactly what it says for me.
Is that so?
Yes. It says Leos are most compatible with fire signs and air signs. Now, that may be true. I'm kind of over all of y'all. I
Uh,
want an earth sign.
I don't know. Let me see. If we're just picking based off of what I think signs are, Capricorns stay with a job. They keep a job.
Baby. Them bitches boring, but they keep a job.
They keep a job, and you know what? I'm
Not boring.
interesting and active enough for the both of us.
Yeah.
Well,
No, I
actually,
need an
here's the
earth
thing.
sign.
Here's the thing. I take that back because in my experience, Capricorns have like a super nervous energy that like frustrates me. I don't know. A lot of for some reason, all of my not all of my, but the majority of my like closest friendships have been with Taurus women. So like
I was gonna say I would love a Taurus.
maybe a Taurus. I like a Taurus. Shout out to
I want a
y'all.
Taurus boyfriend so bad. And when I say earth sign, I don't mean Virgo. Stay the fuck away from me.
Ooh.
Um, I mean
Yeah.
twins.
Um
Um,
my Venus
I would
sign
love
is in
to.
Taurus, so I think that sort of echoes
Really,
that.
I would love to date an air sign, but those bitches never can commit. And one thing about me, I'm gonna commit. So
I'm an air sign that I don't leave the house, so you really not gonna catch me unless the wind is literally blowing in the right direction on that day. So, uh,
exactly, and I just can't deal with that. I'll just say, what sign would you never date? Because I personally would never, ever, 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 ever date an Aquarius again. No, no,
every day to
no.
what?
Aquarius,
I would.
no. Have fun.
Yeah.
I won't.
Here's the
Quite
thing.
frankly, no.
I'm a Gemini, so like I can't
You're matching each other's freak.
I can't talk shit about nobody's sign because I'm crazy as fuck.
But I think you can do
Generally
whatever you want.
speaking. I mean, sure. But I'm like, you can be a fucking stop sign as long as you have a job and a
Number one.
big booty.
I feel like we've reached this point before, but
We've reached this point before. But
I feel
no,
like it's like I need someone who is not afraid of commitment, emotionally intelligent, has a job, and is smart.
I'd like to
And
date another Gemini, but I'm just scared that that is like an unstoppable object meeting an unmovable force, and then like it's gonna be crazy. I don't know.
yeah,
I've never done that.
the same signs dating. I don't know about that. I don't know if I could date another Leo. I think that would be too much.
I kind of would. I don't know. Let's see. We'll have to find it. Any Gemini's out there? Any? I don't know. Anybody out there? What is your credit score?
Uh,
Do you
uh,
have a recent pay? Do you have some recent pay stubs?
and references.
Exactly.
I don't want to date a Gemini. No shade, but I no. I don't think they want to date me either. I think it's a mutual understanding. Um, like I love my Gemini
I
friends.
mean,
Have a
if
lot.
this is you asking me, then my answer is no.
It's just no. It's just a job. More of a friend. And don't forget, if you have rejected me, let me know why.
I'm hollering, girl.
I'm serious. Like I want to know. I feel like I think I can handle it. Well,
How
maybe
about
not. Don't be me.
how about we clip this part and put it out there so for everybody to we're gonna clip this part. Anybody has
If
any
you
critiques, 6songs4 at gmail.com. This is a public service announcement. Kiara is in desperate need of what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm looking for reasons why you wouldn't want to date me.
Down.
Email
Yeah.
me.
I
Email
feel like
us.
we've given our editors enough material. So I'm going to wrap it up
I'll
on
figure it
this note. Thank you guys so much for listening. As always, please follow us everywhere. All of that information and stuff will be in the description box below, as will the playlist links for the playlist on the multiple listening apps.
Please listen to the playlist. I feel like people aren't listening to the playlist, and that's like the whole point, you guys.
People can do whatever they want to, but the playlists are there and available for them to listen to because that is sort of the main attraction. That's kind of what we want you to do because we want you to not only give us opinions on the songs, but we want you guys to give us potential topics and share some songs that you think would go in this category. So, kind of want it to
Exactly.
be like an open dialogue sort of thing. Don't be afraid to leave comments. Um, Send
Of songs you would have chose.
questions, and God bless you all.
Yeah. And shout out to all the Leos out there. Hope you're having a fun, prosperous season.
Boom. Mwah.
Bye.
Songs for songs for songs for songs for